Good morning, YouTube! What is up? Today we're doing the daily puzzle for September 14th. Let's do it. Okay, so it is white to move. And here we have, oops, that's my calendar. So here we have two knights. This knight is used to block the king, rather. I think that these two knights are used in kind of eliminating the king's squares. So this knight has a role in blocking the e2 square. This knight has a role in blocking e1 and g1. And together, they are taking up e2, e1, and g1. So I guess this king also has a role kind of to defend g2. But one square is missing, and that is f2, right? We don't have that well defended. What we can do is we can move our king to g3 and defend both g2 and f2 simultaneously, and hence that would trap the queen, traps their king, right? And notice we also have a bishop right here, ready to go to b5 and check that king. And notice once all the squares around the king are trapped, one check finishes it all, and that check is bishop b5. So king g3 I think is a move, as it completely isolates or kind of immobilizes the king. Okay, this is a strange move. So bishop e5. Oh. Okay, so you know what? These pawns, I forgot to mention this, but these pawns were also ready to promote. Now moving the king here to g3, you know, it wouldn't really matter for white if black promoted, because we just have bishop b5 checkmate. However, once this bishop check is played, we're either forced to move the king and give up the f2 square, or capture this bishop with our knight and give up the e1 and g1 squares. Now we have to think tactically here. When we take with our knight, and let's say black promotes, there's no more checkmate for us. However, it is a bishop and two knights versus a queen and a pawn. Now some people evaluate that as, maybe -1, maybe -2, meaning black is winning by a pawn or two. But I think that white is actually winning in this position because of the many checks that it can barrage black with. So I think the move is knight takes e5. Cool. Notice now this queen is pinning the knight to the knight. Well, what are we really focusing on? I think we should be focused on attacking the king. So let's go with bishop b5. I think it's the move. Okay, bishop b5. So yeah, so we want to kind of keep the attack going. Can we play? We can play. We can try playing knight check, but which knight? It's kind of the problem. Knight check. Let's see, guys. I think the move is knight e2, actually, not f3. Although f3, allows, what f3 does is it allows this bishop to attack f1. However, putting the knight on f3 kind of restricts white's bishop to go to c6. And keeping the diagonal clear for potential checks once that king is moved. So I think the move is knight e2. Notice knight e2. If king h1, then bishop c6 checkmate. If king f1, however, we can maybe move this knight and discover that king. So let's play knight e2. Now where to move it? Where do we move it? Do we move it back here? Then the king will just go to g2 as a draw. No, we want checkmate. I think we want checkmate. What can we try? Can we maybe try like playing like I don't know actually. Can we try like knight f3? No, then there's queen g7 check. Yeah, then black has the opportunity to check. No, we don't. We surely don't want that. What else? What else? We can try maybe like knight f4. Knight f4 looks okay. Because the reason why I say that is knight f4, if king g2, then knight h3, king h1, bishop c6. So, woo, woo, and then bishop c6, you know, so I think knight f4 is a good move. But if knight f4 and the king moves to e1, then we have a barrage of checks with like, I don't know, maybe we can like push the king all the way to the a file. Maybe we can play knight f4. Okay. Knight 4 is correct. Wow, okay. I'm glad we got this far. That's pretty good. Okay, now this is kind of tricky. You have to be careful. Because, you know, there are deciding factors between, you know, which knight to play, which square to move it at, you know. Do we play soft, subtle moves, like moving the king? You know, we have to decide which one is, you know, which one our candidate moves, and which one is the best move. So, right now, we just move from knight d2 to knight f4. Do we move that same knight, or do we move in the other knight? I think... maybe we can try knight f3. This knight going to f3 kind of forces the king to go to d8, or d1. And then you can play bishop e2. And then what? I have no clue. I think knight f3 is a good idea. Okay, and then I think it's bishop. Oh, I forgot. There's also this bishop a4 resource. That actually might be it. Let's just see. Bishop a4. Because, you know, this knight has a role in defending this square, so we're kind of pushing the king to go to the other side while also pushing our pieces to the other side. You know, so that's a good thing. Bishop a4 looks pretty sound. Okay, so now the king just bounced, you know, from like f1 to c1. It's a pretty big leap. Now what do we do? Now we gotta check that king. And our best bet is probably moving it to... well, okay, so if we move to e2, that's not getting our knight kind of even close to the a file. If we move on knight d3, however, you know, it takes control over the b2 square, which is important because those are one of the escape squares for the king. So then it moves knight d3, and notice we have to keep the checks going. And by the way, since the tactic has already gone this far with the checks, we already know it can't be a draw, you know. I guess we could have played out a draw maybe earlier, but we already know for certain, for a fact, that this is not a draw, and indeed, you know, we have an opportunity to win. So notice now checkmate looks apparent. You know, it looks a little more clearer. We can see that this knight has a role of defending b2 and c1, of course. This bishop has a role of defending c2, and what is left? Only a2. And how do we attack a2? I don't think we use the knights. I think we use a bishop. You know, we come to b3, protected by the knight. How do we protect that bishop with this knight? We move to d2. So, I made it a little complicated because I played the moves backwards in my head, but knight d2, check, forcing the king to move to a2. And this knight, these two knights are both creating a wall, you know, across b3, b2, and b1. And one check finishes it all, you know. Just saying, these two knights, they create a wall, and that king is completely immobilized. So one check finishes it all, and that check is bishop b3. So knight d2 and bishop b3. Awesome. What a checkmate, guys! Can you believe that? Could you have honestly seen that in this position? Could you have seen that the checkmate would look like this? Won't believe it. You won't believe it, guys. Just noticing that the king moved from like f1 to a2, just barrage of checks. Crazy 10-move combination. But it was pretty fun, you guys. It was pretty fun. I hope you enjoyed as well. I had plenty of fun. That was a really good tactic. I hope you understood, position is way better. It's always better. Having 3 pieces is definitely better than just a queen, especially if you have the attack going and you have a barrage of checks, and when you have that barrage of checks, you can at least maybe go for a draw. Black has to be a little careful because maybe one of these knights will fork the king and the queen in the future. Maybe this bishop will pin the king to the queen in the future. You have to be careful because it's just one of these pieces for a whole queen, and then we have 2 more left to win the game. So 3 more pieces is always better, but that's for the end game. In the middle game, I mean, black probably would have compensation because there are several other pieces on the board. 1/3 is surely there's a big difference between 1/3 and 97/100. Or 97/99. My bad. There's a difference between 2 in the numerator and the denominator. But there's such a minuscule difference when you actually divide them. So yeah. And the reason why I pull that up is because chess actually has a lot to do with math. It gets your logical thinking involved. You think of similes, analogies, and things that you can relate to math. Pattern recognition, all of that is there in math. So if you're really good at chess, you must be very good at math as well, and the converse applies as well, but we'll get into that later. For now, let's keep it as chess with me here, not math with me here. Alright, I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye, guys.